juices with venom.
Yeah, peak work, I'm moving on research.
What's going on? This is the Underdog Research channel. I'm going to get right to the point, folks. I gave an announcement recently on my social media platform again that I'm going to cover MOCA. Now, you're saying, hey, Underdog, I've heard you talk about this before. Why does that sound so familiar? Well, let me bring you down memory lane, and then I'm going to touch on it today. Now, this is an upcoming video, but while you're here, let's talk about MOCA token as one of the 3 projects that I announced recently that I will go in depth and cover. Now, for you to truly understand my platform, because I'm misunderstood, folks, I'm misunderstood. I am not here to give you financial advice. I am not here to tell you what to buy. If you're using my platform for that reason, then you're really in the wrong space. You're supposed to DYOR. Remember that little part? Do your own research. Well, a lot of people won't or don't know how to do that. So what I do on my platform is provide you a resource to do your own research. That doesn't mean the project's going to go to millions, and that doesn't mean the project's going to go to zero. What that means is I give you a tool, utilize it. So with that being said, let's talk about this project, MOCA. MOCA token first was brought to your attention, not directly, but on this video I made called A Billionaire Blueprint in April 3rd of 2025. Now you're thinking, well, I don't understand. How could it be brought to our attention, but not directly? So let's talk about it. When I talked about MOCA, it wasn't about the coin itself. It was about leadership within the creators of the project MOCA. They talked about something very specific, 2 people. One was a person called Yatsu, a American billionaire who's originally from China. And what he talks about and his company that he is over, and that is Animoca Brands, is digital ownership. The second person I brought to your attention that you may not ever heard of is an individual called Andrew Yang, an American Democrat who is in California, and he talked about a topic called digital ownership. Andrew Yang may sound familiar because he did a presidential run several years back, but that's beyond the point. I'm going to stay focused on why this is connected to MOCA. MOCA Coin is a multi-purpose network. It takes care of digital identity and also digital ownership. It is too broad for me to give you in this introductory conversation. So I'm going to just tell you basically that most people may make the mistake and they look up MOCA and you see gaming, and that will be the end all for your research. You'll see gaming, you'll check it off. You go to CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko and you'll see the price and you'll see gaming and you'll stop. But that is really like saying the only purpose of rubber is to go on tires and not understand that you can use rubber for multiple purposes. You get my analogy? So don't stop and sell yourself short without truly understanding the power. What I'm going to do with you is help you to understand the power, the meaning behind the project, and see connections and help you to determine whether or not this might be a project you're interested in. Now, why is this so familiar? Because I brought it up before in the past. Let's bring up a little bit of memory lane. So I want to first go to a video that I did on October 5th of 2024. Check this out.
This is the Underdog Research channel. And as I cruise along on this fine day, I want to start by introducing a conspiracy theory about
the juices with venom.
I want to get you thinking, because I will be doing some upcoming videos where I'll be talking about the MOCA token. But some things I need you to think about is this. 1, why? Why would a company evaluated at $6 billion create this interoperable token called MOCA? And why is it that from the beginning there was a lot of talk, and after a release for about 4 weeks there was some talk, but then it went quiet? Now think about it. What would be to gain? Well, I have some theories that I'm going to talk about on my next upcoming videos about MOCA. So tune in if you want to.
So that was me back then. Now, why do I do this? It's not to brush my shoulder off. In fact, the reality is I learned about the Project MOCA from a community member and a community that I used to run for the Underdog Research channel. The MOCA Coin came to my attention through that community member. What I did was looked into it and I saw some synergies and connections because some of the same leadership, the billionaires that were part of different projects that I had researched, were also on this project. But this one was so unique. See, we look for things that are unique in the space because we want to find ways to not only make money, also better understand the project. Now, this is what happened. As you can see, that was October 5th of 2024. Now, that was then. Just a few days later, on October 12th of 2024, this is what I said to you about MOCA. So let's talk about that really quick. And I need you to look up MOCA, find out everything you need to know about this project. I told you that I need you to look up MOCA and find out everything you need to know now, because it had horrible coverage. Now I'm gonna go back to the beginning of this because I didn't really share all of it. So let's just play the complete thing that I said then. What's going on, folks? You know, it's the Underdog Researcher. Listen, I'm going to get right to the point. MOCA Coin with Animoca Brands. It has been horribly covered. I mean, I don't feel that people have truly grasped what this project is about. They're not aware of what it is. They don't even know to look for it. So let me go ahead and get this out the way. I am going to start covering MOCA like I did other projects and focus on MOCA versus the Animoca Brands. You don't realize that what I have fallen into when I looked into this project is an opportunity that's possible that could be life-changing, and I want to expose it. Now, something is about to happen. I found some new information. And So something was about to happen. I saw some new information. Now let's go back to this. Look at this, folks. Look, at the time in which I brought it up from these videos, MOCA price was 6 cents per token. 6 cents per token. Now this is what happened. Something went down just a few months later.
Don't need to be spoken. I mean, what's known don't need to be spoken. I know you see it. I know you see it. When I told you about MOCA Coin, check my stats. 6 pennies. And now, today, 40 cents. Nobody was talking about it. But we were, because that's research over the hype. I didn't focus on price predictions that were fake. I didn't focus on things that didn't matter. I told you need to understand the connections. And I think you see me. Do you see me? Check out the Underdog Research channel, my own private platform. Be a part of the research over the hype. Let's go.
So as you can see, I had quite a huge come up. We're talking about, you saw it there, that was 40 cents per MOCA coin. So if you got into it at the time that it first started to being discussed, it was 6 cents per token. That was October. And it was specifically October the 5th. Now you started getting ready for it because you started hearing about it at April the 3rd of 2025, as I showed you when I did this video talking about the billionaire blueprint for a different project where I identified this digital ownership and I saw that things were moving. Now, folks, listen, I'm not saying that lightning will strike the same place twice because they said that's not very likely. But if you got to understand, imagine being in the stock market and you get stock and you get Apple stock. And let's say it was Apple stock happened to be 6 cents. And then that Apple stock, you bought thousands of it or millions of it because it was 6 cents, 6 pennies. And if it shot up to 40 cents, wouldn't you say, hey, maybe I should pay attention to it? So let me show you this, folks, and then we're going to go to the overall conversation. Right now, I see that there's an opportunity to talk about this project again. There's a lot of things going on, and I'm going to see if I can find this for you, that it will be helpful. So let me share this with you. There was an announcement that was made that I'm going to show you right now. This announcement was made by MOCA on April 16th of 2025. And what does it say? Excited to announce that MOCA is now live on Base. This expansion supports our mission to unlock broader utility for MOCA across ecosystems and scale on-chain identity infrastructure. April 16th of 2025. Now, I think you should find that very, very interesting. And why? Because if you look at this, and I have to apologize. I see that I put here April the 3rd of 2025. That is not correct. My video was actually created in 2024. So that's a mistype. So this video, part 2, it was made on April 3rd of 2024. That's the problem when you go live. Sometimes you make mistakes. So in April 3rd of 2024, I made the video where I first introduced you. And now a year later, we got an announcement from MOCA a year later to the date that they are now expanding to Coinbase, and they're doing that to expand their ecosystem. Now, do you know how huge that is? Now, if we're looking at this from a standpoint of potential, I do see this as a huge potential. There's also a huge announcement to come with that. So we're going to start the research that I have with this explanation of the base connection. I'm going to help you with the foundationally understand MOCA better, but I think we have to start somewhere, and it's so big that we have to do smaller bits. So this is something that's keep coming up. See, MOCA is constantly moving, and people don't see the frills and thrills because it doesn't seem exciting. Now, this article was 1 month ago. Look at it, 25th of June. It says MOCA Foundation announces, let me make it bigger for you, MOCA Chain for self-sovereign, privacy-preserving identity and user verification. Now, you see this was done a month ago, and it talks about what they are doing, and it shows you these little diagrams. Hong Kong, China, June 25th, 2025, chain wire. Now let's talk about that, folks. Did you recently you saw my videos? I was talking about the importance of China and how, regardless of this narrative that we don't like China, and in the US, they are coupled hand in hand. We sell to them, they sell to us, and they have a huge ecosystem that benefits the United States just like we benefit them. Forget about the politics. I'm talking about the real conversations behind closed doors. We are not their enemy, and they're not our enemies. They are our partners, whether we like to admit it or not. Now, MOCA is saying what here? MOCA Foundation today announced that it will launch MOCA Chain, a layer 1 blockchain built specifically for identity and user data. MOCA Chain will support the development of identity protocols in respective industry verticals to enable individuals, devices, and AI agents to control, unify, and verify their digital credentials without relying on centralized platforms, and accelerate user-centric yet privacy-preserved growth via integrations with consumer applications. MOCA Chain, Testnet, and Mainnet are expected to launch Q3 and Q4 of 2025, respectively. Now, folks, what is Q3, Q4 of 2025? You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. So let's stop sharing. So again, ignore that it says 2025 here. This was April 3rd of 2024. I released this video about digital ownership, and I brought you Yatsu, the billionaire, and Andrew Yang. Both of them are Americans. Both of them talk about this digital ownership a year ago. Now, Q3, Q4 2025. Look what I told you. October, that's Q3 or Q4, right? Of 2024. I'm telling you that I see some things moving. What did we see happen? December, that's Q4 of 2020, what? Right. So you see what I'm saying? This is a year out. So I've given you this foundation a year in advance. The things I talked about in 2024 are coming to fruition now. And so you have an opportunity. If we look at currently, let's show you a quick price chart. And I don't do this often because I don't focus on price, but let's talk about it. This is a all-inclusive price chart. I can't even go back. If you look at the price chart, I can't even go back back into the earlier than on CoinMarketCap than July the 13th. Actually, I'm going July the 11th. I can only go back to July 11th to show you the price action because it was very new when they launched this. And I was talking about it at that early age. But why am I bringing this up? It's not about the price action. This is important. You should see. If the time I first told you about it, it was below 6 cents, then check this out. Even on CoinMarketCap, at the time they first started reporting, when the volume, when the price was 11 cents, and then July, and they captured, it went up all the way up to, they showing 35 cents, but it was actually 40 cents. Then just imagine that. You got that information in April of 2024. Then in July, CoinMarketCap didn't even start showing the project. That means they weren't even listed on CoinMarketCap until that time frame. And what was it at that time frame? 11 cents. And then for that to go up from that CoinMarketCap 11 cents to 40 cents, that's huge. That is absolutely huge. But I told you about this stuff starting in April. July, you saw the price was 11 cents. By October, as you see here, October the 5th, let me stop screen sharing this. About October the 5th, you see that I'm telling you at 6 cents. And then by December, you see that it went up to 40 cents. Now, why is that important? There's an opportunity because if you look at the price currently for it, and this is, again, where I see it. If you look at the price for it, it is currently at the, let me make this larger so you can see it. At the time in which this video is being done, look to the left. It is just barely hitting 7 cents. So in that time frame, since the whole crypto market has went down, this is what I see as a humongous opportunity to buy in or look into, because I can't tell you what to do, but I'm going to buy in personally at these prices that is just a penny more than where I first looked at it in 2024. But the thing that has changed is now, not only is this a huge $1 billion company, Animoca Brands, and their token MOCA, they just announced two things that are of relevance. One, they announced to you that they are connected to Base. If you don't see the importance of the Coinbase in cryptocurrency projects, I don't know what to tell you. That is adding to multiple billions of dollars of potential for this project just being connected that way. It was not even on that exchange. You could only get it in Uniswap. And so now to have it on Base with Ethereum and Base able to get the MOCA token and it's at 7 cents. Oh my goodness. Every month I'm investing personally into this project. Every month I'm taking out certain amount of money to invest in one of these three projects that I told y'all we'd talk about, because you got to think about the potential here. Another thing they told you, they talked about the digital identity and verification, getting away from centralization and AI agents. If you don't understand how big that is, there's so many catalysts of MOCA Coin. It'll be a shame for people not to see it. This was the introductory conversation. I hope that you are ready for what's going to happen here. I hope you're ready for the full conversation. I wanted to tap in with you and just basically give you this introduction to what I'm looking at And understand that, again, despite this one mistake where I put 2025, this was in, again, April 3rd of 2024. Make sure I'm clear on that, that I put 2025 instead of 2024. I've been telling you this over a year in advance. And you know, I can't cover it all. When I do a video, I stay focused, and I've been focused on the products I was looking at. Well, now this is something that I'm looking at, and I want you to be aware of it. So please make sure you tap in with me and check out MOCA. There's more here. This is the foundation. You know, I scrape the bone of research. So when I research, I go in depth. So I want you to understand that, and I want you to be a part of this new thing. Look up MOCA on Uniswap. Look at MOCA on Coinbase wallet, now called rebranded as Base Wallet. This is something that you should look into. Can't tell you to buy it because I'm not a financial advisor. The only thing I can tell you is, you see what happened before. What if history repeats itself? That went from 6 cents to 40 cents. That's almost half of a dollar. So imagine that you're getting something for 7 cents and it goes up to $1.07. This crypto hasn't even gotten started yet. These are blue chip type conversations I'm having with you. Don't be left behind. Well, thanks for watching, folks, and I'll see you soon on Underdog Research channel to cover MOCA and a few other projects.
Truth, pick and choose, it's a research. You a fool if you chase high, bro. Homies losing, they don't pay work. It's hella better on the side, bro. Parabellum with the guys, bro. War ready, what's the acronym? Wealth analysis, research. Financial freedom is a synonym. Yeah, swear to God, when I put in work, I'll be reading him. Yeah, swear to God, if you did the same, you could get it in. Yeah, our pastime is counting up all these dividends. Yeah, I heard you was going to the moon, I need evidence. Word, I'm moving no research. See, that's the difference between making a bag or losing a bag. But it's like work. Research, BOT make the tech work. An underdog, you like Cap Kirk. We masters in the metaverse, and we stay on with the research. Deep work, what you mean in a research?